Hello again everyone, my name is Josheb and welcome to another episode of The Monday Melee. This week we bring you the grand finals match between Cloud9 and Bob Ross Fan Club at Heroes Rising. Bob Ross has won 2 straight games to tie the series at 2-2, and in this best of 5, the winner of this map will win it all. We join in as both teams are approaching level 20. Cloud9 has gotten every Dragon Knight so far, giving them a clear XP lead, but thanks to a clutch mosh from Airho, the teams are now on even footing. As the shrines activate, Cloud9 shows up wanting to fight before Bob Ross hits 20. However, the mercenaries throw in their lot with Bob Ross, so Cloud9 sends Falstad up to capture the northern shrine. Now, Falstad does not have Epic Mount yet, the level 20 talent, so that is going to be on cooldown for the next 45 seconds. A couple of things to note before this big engagement. Cloud9 drafted Zeratul as their first pick, so Bob Ross picked up Tassadar as a counter. In addition, Uther picked up Clairvoyance at level 7, so when you stagger Oracle and Clairvoyance back to back, that means there's a large zone Zeratul cannot stealth in for 15 seconds. They've been using this method all game to make sure that Zeratul cannot get the easy ganks on Fan. Bob Ross has also spent most of their time picking fights at the Dragon Knight because they know with Falstad's mobility it may not be the best idea to fight at the shrine itself. But with a few seconds left on his fly cooldown, Bob Ross knows they can get a gank here. Uther starts with a little bit of misdirection by coming from the right side and getting a stun onto Raynor. ETC uses a newly chosen Bolt of the Storm to bolt into the center of Joanna and Raynor and Mosh, but Joanna's timing is on point and she pops her Condemn just before the stun starts, which would normally interrupt, but Kenma's well-timed Divine Shield makes him impervious. Kenma moves the Dunk Train and pops Shrink Ray on him as a signal for the switch to Morales, but Morales has timed his stem onto Raynor perfectly, so he exits the stun in full DPS mode. Sonya comes in, frothing at the mouth, but Zeratul catches her in a Void Prison before she can Ancient Spear in, giving Cloud9 a few more seconds to recover from the mosh. In the interim, Morales is able to heal Raynor up through Fan's bombs and Phoenix, and Raynor pops his ult to give Cloud9 some breathing room. With Raynor and Zeratul on ETC, he joins Sonya in the Void Prison to mitigate damage. Though the Bob Ross Fan Club has taken the majority of the damage, there is no way to back off here, as the next Dragon Knight will likely decide the game. Now, Zeratul is constantly looking for a perfect opportunity to get a gank in. If he's unable to dive in, however, that leaves Falstad and Raynor as the only substantial damage. At the moment, that damage is split between Tassadar, Uther, and ETC. Cloud9 is unable to do more than poke right now, and while poke might work against another comp, against Bob Ross Fan Club's dual support team, you're going to be hard-pressed to get them to back off. Fan sees Zeratul go south and knows that he's trying to position for him, so he asks Tassadar to pop his vision. Once Bob Ross has established that Zeratul is further south, they decide to dive because they know they have the numbers advantage. They chain Oracle into Clairvoyance so they can have an arena in which Zeratul cannot enter and get a gank. This relegates him to the outside where all he's able to do is throw bombs, and you can see how eager they are to turn on him as soon as he's revealed. With Zeratul nearby, Kenma is forced to pop his heal on himself, which means Fan is forced to rely on his arcane barrier. Zuna dives for Morales again, forcing her backwards, but the quick turn on Zuna forces him to pop his hardened shield. The literal second Fan's arcane barrier goes down, Zeratul dives in to try and finish him, but the quick stuns by his teammates ensure that it's Zeratul who goes down. A quick shield from Tassadar onto Sonya ensures her survival, and a zoning Phoenix from KT actually splits Cloud9, with Raynor unable to resist the temptation of so many low health targets. As Bob Ross stabilizes, Cloud9 sees the advantage is clearly in their favor and they begin to retreat. Tassadar pops Oracle to account for everyone. Arthalon's missed penetrating shot plays off like a flare and Fan comes over to see if he needs any help. A quick bolt and gravity lapse later, and now it's a 5-on-3. But there's still the matter of the shrines themselves. Cloud9 initially wanted to get a pick here, but with one of their 2 assassins dead, they're quickly forced to back off. They're not going to be able to grab any easy kills with both supports still up. Fan breaks off for the southern shrine and Sonya heads up north to the top. ETC fakes as if he is going north while he is still in Falstad's vision, which leads Falstad to think he's safe taking a quick flight to the southern shrine. When he arrives, however, he finds a surprise party has brought him a gift in the form of a free one-way trip back to his Nexus. Falstad has already burned his barrel roll to get away from Uther initially, so the only choice he has is to use the last of his mana in a desperate attempt to blow the others away. However, ETC has Bolt backup, and between Bolt and Slide, he's able to secure the kill. With both shrines secured and a numbers advantage, Sonya heads to the middle to grab the first Dragon Knight of the game for Bob Ross Fan Club and heads to the south to go push through the keep. Zeratul's bomb is a quick reminder that he's alive, so they throw up Clairvoyance to make his life miserable. In a last-ditch effort to delay the inevitable, Zeratul pops his Void Prison on the Dragon Knight and the Keep. Raynor pops a great Hyperion that manages to catch most of Bob Ross fan club in it, however it's too far gone and at this point the Keep is easy pickings. ETC does a great job here in angling to protect his back line, and as Zeratul comes around to try and put some pressure on, Kenma just throws out a quick Shrink Ray and stun to make sure he's not a problem. A Stimpact Raynor is Cloud9's last defense, and to make sure he's not a problem, Airho pops his Mosh Pit with a Divine Shield, and that'll be that. Though the Bob Ross fan club was losing the entire match, it only took one winning teamfight to turn it all around. In fact, it's my understanding that IGN bumped their score from a 6.5 to a 7 because of the comeback mechanics on display in this match. As always, let's go ahead and watch this match at full speed. Now, Bob Ross fan club did actually take advantage of the fact they had two supports. They cycle front line members, always placing Tassadar Shield on the person most in front, and as they got low, they'd head to the back for an Uther heal. Then the next person would become the front line, equipped with a new shield from Tassadar. Combined with Cloud9's split DPS, this method made sure they always had more healing on an individual than Cloud9's DPS could overwhelm. Bob Ross also had to adjust their strategy based on the fact that they were fighting against the Zeratul. You'll notice that it is very rare in this matchup that Bob Ross actually splits up for any reason. That's actually why they put so much emphasis at fighting at the Dragon Knight. If Zeratul would have been able to get some late game picks, that would have been disastrous for Bob Ross. By forcing large teamfight engagements, they make sure that Zeratul's strength is his weakness. Bob Ross goes through great pains to make sure that they are all stacked up on their squishies. They want to make sure that when Zeratul does come out for the quick gank, they're able to stun lock him and kill him before he's able to teleport back out. Take note, if you're playing against a Zeratul or a Nova, one of the best things you can do is deny them the one-on-one opportunities. Keep your squishies safe. Zeratul's dive in this fight completely turned the game around, and it's because Bob Ross created an environment where he was completely useless. In this fight, before his death, the only thing he was able to contribute was the initial Void Prison and a couple of bombs on Uther before he was killed. And that's not a dig on iDream. iDream is a fantastic player, but it goes to show you what kind of counterplay can be created when you're playing intelligently against your enemy. Games are won and lost in the draft. Do your research on who to pick when. I know Falstad has been increasing in popularity as of late, so I'll leave you with this. Falstad's Mighty Gust and his flight passives are excellent tools when used correctly. K1Pro does an excellent job of demonstrating in this game when you should be using Gust, but his flight down to the bottom was catastrophic. Without vision, K1 could not have known that he was committing suicide, but that is exactly what he was doing. Had he been up when Bob Ross approached the core with the Dragon Knight, they may have been able to prolong the game and possibly come back and win. The last thing I want to mention is to check your attitude. We've all played in that game where somebody gives up by level 4 because LOL that assassin's DPS or what have you. But this match is a great demonstration of the comeback mechanics that are available to you in this game. You can be losing all game long, but if you choose the smart fights, if you choose to take the advantage when it is available to you, you have the ability to catch up, and not only catch up, but come behind and win from great deficits. The only time GG should be displayed in the chat box is when one of the cores is down and you're looking at the victory or defeat screen. Well, that'll do it for this week's episode of The Melee. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Links to our YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch can be found on Josheb.com. Lastly, stay tuned to the end for a special Chair League announcement. For now, I leave you with the wonderful commentary of Gillyweed and Zoya. See you next Monday.
This is a wreck for Cloud9 now. Finally, Bob Ross secures a Dragon Knight, and they start pushing in toward the mid.
That is 50 seconds until Falstad's back up. Looks like Bob Ross is going to be pushing into that bottom keep, and with a Dragon Knight, 20 minutes into the game, Bob Ross could potentially end the game here.
They really have to be so careful. Cloud9 has to keep everyone alive here. They cannot lose anyone more. The Void Prison is going to go down. Stall this out as much as possible.
They're looking to hold this off as well as they can. Keycap being going in for the Condemned and get the Blitz Shield. Hyperion being used to do as much damage to that backline as they can. Good heals from Dunk Train as well. And it looks like Bob Ross wants to try and go for core.
Is down. The Stem Drone goes on to Archelon. He's trying to wreck it as much as possible. King Caffeine doing everything desperately to be able to pull Zuna off of the core. The shields have gone down though.
The Mosh Pit with the Divine Shield. Dunk Train's inside of it. The core is falling, and I think they've done it. Bob Ross Fan Club has won Heroes Rising.
Coming back from an all.
Wow!
Taking out Cloud9. 9!
Monday. Cheer League games take place tonight, January 18th, beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Come on out and support the Grassroots Community League or sign up yourself for free at cheerleague.com. Straz and I will be casting at twitch.tv/Josheb, and Solid Jake is going to be casting this evening as well. We hope to see you there. Tonight, you'll use the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. In the meantime, here's a clip from last week's cast. They could catch up, but Raynor is just following her around the map, making sure she cannot catch up in level.
And you're gonna see the APOC go out there. It's gonna stun 4 members, and oh my God, Wooden Chair just went to another dimension.
Absolutely, they actually got sent to the Shadow Realm. Wooden Chair is on a different plane of existence right now. After apparently the call in Squirtle Squad's voice comms was everyone hit R, which worked amazing to their credit.